Afghanistan, when we have these hearings, the question will be, I believe, or among the questions, how do we determine the future governance of the country? By that I mean, are we agreed that there will be a central government? But then, more controversial, are we accepting the fact that there have been local leadership, sometimes called warlords or whatever one wants to call them, who have really manifested some ability to maintain control with a system of justice and commerce, primitive as it may have been on occasion. And is this good enough? In other words, does stability mean that you have some central focus, but likewise some local government which is accepted by the people and that works? The controversy here will come because our ambitions for Afghanistan and Iraq, but we'll take Afghanistan for the moment in your question, have been to provide schools for children, to provide new opportunities for not only women in society, but for schoolgirls as well as schoolboys, to in essence change the focus in terms of the human rights, gender rights situation in Afghanistan, and likewise to provide civil justice that was not the Sharia code, but something much more akin to Western law. Now, our ability to do that without being on the ground, monitoring this, enforcing it, and what have you, is going to be very difficult, if not impossible. And so, however this winds up, a good many people are going to charge that Americans let the Afghans down in terms of our idealism. That, as a matter of fact, it appears to us that we're reconciling with the Taliban, who turned out in some cases were better Taliban than worse Taliban, or differentiations of this sort, that somehow we didn't accept the fact that the Pakistanis still want to have Afghanistan as a buffer in their problems with India, but and use the Taliban in that way. In other words, our withdrawal, even partially or largely, is going to mean acceptance of certain conditions that Afghans choose, and sometimes not by the ballot, but simply by the force of whoever happens to be in charge at that point. And that's going to be disappointing to the world, to us, to many in Afghanistan.